Today, I'm choosing peace. I'm making space for clarity and letting go of what no longer serves me. In a world that moves so fast, I'm learning to slow down, to breathe, to listen to what my heart and mind need. I remind myself that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to pause, to reflect, and to take care of myself because every small step towards healing is a step in the right direction. This journey to mental wellness is going back today. I'm choosing to be kind to myself. You deserve this space too. You deserve the peace too. One day at a time, one breath at a time. Marriage has shown me that love isn't just about the big moments, but the quiet ones, the everyday support, the shared dreams, the laughter we create together. I'm grateful for this love, for the bond we've built. It's a reminder that we don't have to be perfect, but we do have to be present for each other. In the journey of life and love, I remind myself that it's okay to ask for help. That's very important because every small step towards healing is a step to the right direction, and every small act of love strengthens our foundation. Love is a choice we make daily in the little things, and today I'm choosing to be kind to myself, to nurture my relationships, and to celebrate every part of the journey.
Hello my loves and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Kiki. If you also are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. So this has been such a reflective year for me, and today I wanted to sit down and just share some of the biggest lessons that I've learned this year. And you know, from marriage to friendships to some of emotional experiences and roller coasters as well, I've just been processing so much, honestly. As much as it has been a year of like growth in so many ways. Anyways, before I get into all of that, I wanted to take a moment to talk about something that has been very important for my mental health this year. And I'm sure you guys are ready for it So, as many of you know, today's video is in paid partnership with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online platform that connects you with, and it's designed to make therapy accessible and flexible, the comfort of your own home. I personally know how valuable therapy can be, and whether you're dealing with life stress, anxiety, or any challenges, it just helps to have someone professional to talk to. Therapy is a space where you can talk about what's on your mind. You just share it without fear and judgment. And whether it's about your stress, relationships, or even just feeling overwhelmed, a therapist is always there to listen to you and guide you. So BetterHelp makes it very easy to start the therapy. You just simply fill out the questionnaire and get matched to the therapist within a couple of days. One of the best features about BetterHelp is that if you don't click with the therapist, you just switch to the other one until you find someone you really connect with. They also have features like a journal for self-reflection and group sessions on a variety of certain topics. So if it's really flexible, it's such a very flexible and helpful platform. You're dealing with stress, or you just feel like life is so overwhelming, you know, relationship challenges, marriage challenges, just can be any challenge in life, to be honest. If you're interested, check out the link on my description box, and I will also put my code right here. You can use it so that you can get started with your BetterHelp journey. I highly recommend if you're looking for an approachable way to start therapy. It's really interesting, to be honest. Anyways, now let's dive into the lessons I've learned this year, because that's what brought you here, right? Now, I know what brought you here, and we need to sit down for that. Anyway, now let's dive into the lessons I've learned in this year, starting with marriage, because that's very important. Okay, let's talk about marriage and partnership for me this year. Well, let me say for us, I don't know, like once you're married, you like kind of remove the me, and the I, and then you go back to us. So, okay, this year has been a very big one for me and my husband because we've really spent so much time together. And honestly, it has made me appreciate how much we've grown together as a couple. And one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that it's the importance of balance. You really need to balance, and it's something it takes time for you to learn, because nobody will ever teach you like this is how marriage works or this is how you do things. Like, you're really never prepared for that. So we've been traveling a lot this year. If you've watched my vlogs in the past, you've seen we've gone from the Cayman Islands to New York to Miami to, we've always been traveling, and it's something that I think we all enjoy. That's why it's important to get a partner that enjoys the same things as you do. So it has been amazing, but also we've had to work on how we balance our individual needs with our life together. For example, you guys know, if you followed me for quite some time, like, we usually work on a different time zone. Like, usually when we're back in Europe, my husband is working on American time zone, and when we are in America, it feels good. Like, I realized, like, that time we spent in Miami this year, it was really great, because he was able to wake up very early. He would go bring coffee for me, because one thing for me, I mean, I love my coffee in the morning, and he always makes coffee for me here. But when we were in America, we just, because we were living in a really nice condo in the middle of Miami, what is it called, Brickell, Miami. So that's where everything is. And actually downstairs there was like a Starbucks. He would go get me a coffee right there, and it felt so amazing. Like, that was so good. Like, that is something I enjoyed. And then immediately he would get back to work, and then in the evening we had things to do. Like, you can never get bored. We love Miami for that, for sure. Like, you can never ever get bored. And also, like, the weather was so good. Even when it's raining, it's never that bad, to be honest. So even though we like do different types of work, both of us, like, we really, you know, like, my husband is into real estate, I do my own things, and, you know, I enjoy doing what I do, and he also enjoys what he does, and I love the support he gives me with that. So I just realized, like, marriage is not just about being with someone all the time. It's also about finding someone that, you know, or moments that nurture yourself. So I love some me time. Like, that is a non-negotiable for me. Like, give me some me time, I give you some me time, and then when we're together, we are connected and all of that. So I think, like, earlier this year, I just got up with so many things. We were so busy together, and, you know, especially when it was moving, looking for a place to live on. You can actually go and watch that other vlog also for moving. You can watch that. It was just so busy, and also making long life decisions together, because all of that is just beautiful. Also, getting a new car is something nice, but at the end of the day, like, making a decision of where you're living is like the most difficult thing to do, because you're actually preparing yourself for the future together. And, you know, at some point I also felt like I neglected some parts of my life, and I don't know, that's something that I'm really learning to navigate right now, because when I do something, I put my all in that. And especially this year, I didn't want to be distracted. I just wanted to, like, get us a nice place. I wanted us to focus on where we are going to be, what are we going to do. I also felt like this time I just wanted to travel with my husband a lot. Most of the time I travel with my friends also, but this year I just wanted to dedicate it for my family. And it's because even while you're on a holiday or something, you're still discussing about what are we going to do, what are we going to do with this and that. And that's just how it is, considering marriage and partnership. So this is about friendships and growth. I think it's also something that many people don't like talking about it, because no man is an island. We all need friends. We all need people to be around with. So another thing that I reflected a lot this year was about friendships. You know, as life changes, so do your friendships also change. And I've really had to accept that. Like, I am learning a lot. Like, nobody prepares you for that. You think, like, once you have a friend, you're going to be with them until you're old. That's really never the case. And I've had to really accept that, for sure. Especially as a married woman, friendships take on a really different turn, and it's also a different dynamic. You don't talk every day, and that's okay. That's maturing. I've learned that, you know, maturing is like you you need to know that you don't need to be in constant communication with people. And it also doesn't mean like the friendship is any less important. No, it just means like life is happening for all of us, because you could be my friend today and you're also married and you have your own life stress and issues. I shouldn't come in between that. You should deal with that if you really feel like you need your you time, and then we will catch up when all of that is. Or maybe if you need my help, you can also call me and all of that. But it doesn't mean like I need to also neglect my marriage and be there with you. Well, in some cases it can be, but it can't be all the time. You know what I mean is that, for example, I have friends in Kenya and that's so far away. So if my friend is in Kenya and has issues, to be honest, the only way I'm going to help is just through a phone call, or maybe financial help or any other type of help. But at the end of the day, I also have my life. Everyone has their own life and have their own issues. So I've come to realize how important it is to differentiate between different types of friendships also. There's a difference between friends and acquaintances, and it's so difficult to navigate through that because nobody tells you as a child like, this is a friend, this is an acquaintance, this is somebody, maybe you're never even ever gonna meet them again. It's just life, you know. So you just need to realize, or I have realized personally, that some friends will be there for your big moments even if you don't catch up regularly. Others might fade away as your life shifts focus, and that's just part of life journey. Yeah, really, it's crazy, right? Yeah, it is. Family and reconnecting. Another major part of my life journey this year has been reconnecting with my family, and guys, I'm not even kidding. After living in Europe for over 5 years, it's been so grounding to rekindle those closeness with my parents, siblings, and extended family. I mean, we talk more now, and even though we are miles apart, it feels like we are tighter than ever. Oh my God, you guys have no idea. Like, even during the most difficult time of my life, especially early this year, like, my mom was always there for me every day. She would call me, she would pray for me, my dad the same. And I just love when I talk to my parents, because that's when I'm reminded I'm a kid again. And you know, another time also, like, even especially after the pandemic, I think we all realized how important those connections are. I found myself all over again through my family, and it's been a blessing to share this chapter of my life with them after so many change and shifting. I love my family. Oh my God, I could do anything for my family, really anything. And I also thank my parents for raising me the way they did, because once you're out there in life, I mean, once you're out there after your parents' home, you realize like how you're all raised so differently, and then you come to appreciate how you were raised. Like, damn, life is crazy. But if you're raised in a proper way, when you're older is when you're able to give thanks to your parents for that. But when you're younger, you don't see that. You see it like torture, or you see it like some form of punishment. But then when you're older, you're like, wow, wow. So yeah, that's where I am right now. Also reflecting on loss, I know like this is a part that most of us don't like talking about. I am one of those people. So one of the more emotional reflections for me this year honestly has been like losing my grandmother. She passed last year, and as she was over 100 years old, I wish I could live that long, honestly, which is such a blessing. But even though I knew it was coming, I don't think I fully processed her passing when it happened. I was so busy with work and life at that time, and I didn't give myself time to grieve.
Huku mwisho nilikuja nikiwa katoto kadogo. Siwezi kumbuka. Tulikuwa tunakuja tu kuangalia shamba, alafu tunaenda huko kwa auntie.
That's why even when I got a burnout last year, I was like, you know what, I really need to think about my family more, because it's like I put all this effort to other people, but then in the end I end up losing myself and forgetting that I also have my family somewhere. So I've been really thinking about her recently, about how much she just meant to me and how she was such a huge part of my childhood. She was, oh my god, my grandma, both of my grandmothers were nice, but my recent grandma, the one that passed recently, is the one that we stayed with the most. Losing her just made me reflect on how easy it is to like get trapped up in life and forget to take care of your emotional needs. And it has also made me realize how important it is to like slow down sometimes and just to be present with your emotions and to not push those feelings aside even when life feels so overwhelming. Yeah, I loved my shosho. Like my shosho was everything. My shosho is wow. I don't know. I have some character traits from her. My sister also has some character traits from her, and she was just so good. And I think I mentioned it on that vlog when I lost my grandma. Like she literally said she missed me, and as soon as I arrived in Kenya, I saw her like a day like today, and the next day she passed away. So in a way, I always feel like she was really waiting for me. I think she was. She's my true love. I love my shosho. Attention and emotional healing. This year has been a time of reinvention for me, if you've noticed. I've really had to reflect on past emotional wounds, and I've realized that it's never too late to start all over again. Life has a way of presenting opportunities for growth, and I've learned to embrace that. And I'm also learning to become a softer woman, more attuned to the woman that I would have loved to see myself in future. I've stopped giving so much of my energy to others and learned to focus on myself, my marriage, and my family. Those three. There is a real sense of freedom that comes with letting off negativity go and choosing to move forward. It's not about reacting to every challenge, but also about preserving your peace. Because darling, I even used to say this when I was, I think, 16 or 17 years old. For me, peace is everything. Give me peace. I don't even need the money. Give me peace, because you can never buy peace. So that's for me is, yeah, mental health over anything. Keeping secrets and quiet planning. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned this year is that the importance of keeping secrets, you know? Not in a negative way, but in terms of like holding certain things until they mature and, you know, letting them unfold naturally. In the past, I used to talk about my plans, what I wanted to achieve, what I was working on, and sometimes just things just didn't happen as expected, or even if they did, they took much longer to come together. But this year I realized how powerful it is to move in silence, especially when it comes to future plans. Shh. My husband have had this reassuring year where like we've made big decisions and changes, and but the only people who knew were our close family. We kept everything to ourselves, and that made each milestone feel like more special. I mean, even more special, you know. So when the time was right, we surprised everyone, including our friends, and what we've accomplished, because sometimes I feel you might overtalk yourself and then those things might also not happen, and then you end up being like, what? She said she will do this, she's never done that. She said she will, or sometimes you just overshare, and it's not like oversharing is bad, but sometimes you just have to keep some things to yourself until they mature. So that's something that I've been struggling with, and I've learned to do it. I think I'm finally coming there. Yeah. So yeah, learning to keep things private has really taught me that sometimes the best way to nurture something, whether it's a project, a goal, or even a personal change or milestone, is to protect it from the outside noise you know. So as we've grown together, me and my husband, we've come or we've become more of like a unit. So maturing as a couple and realizing that some things are best kept between us has been a beautiful way to preserve intimacy of our journey while still sharing moments when we feel the time is right. Yes. Learning from my husband's journey. This year, I've had the chance to appreciate and learn from my husband's incredible dedication to his business. I'm telling you, my husband is so hardworking. Like, I really admire that about him. Since the day I met him, he's been so serious and focused on his real estate journey and work, always investing on his education and deepening and understanding his market or the business market. So seeing how committed he is to his growth as an investor in the American real estate scene has been such an inspiration to me. One of the most rewarding things that has been surrounded by his circle of successful friends. Oh my God, many of whom have years of experience. Their guidance and wisdom have impacted us in a way, both of us deeply, honestly. And I feel grateful to have learned so much from them as well, because it's been a year of like growth, development for all of us, both as individuals and as a couple. And I've also noticed like one of his greatest friends are also like a couple. I mean, like they're married people, and it's positive. Like, it's nice to see that, because once we meet them, like, you learn a lot of things from them. They're mature and older than us, so it just gives us a really nice space. And most of his most of his successful friends actually live in America, and it's just really inspiring to see all of that. So this journey of like learning, evolving, and supporting each other, or just supporting each other's professional goals, has been such a beautiful and fulfilling part of our year, and I'm so excited for what's next. Yeah, many of you know that, like, even my husband, he loves seeing me on camera. Like, I remember even when we were in Miami, and at some point I didn't feel like vlogging. Honestly, I didn't even vlog most parts of when we were in Miami. I just didn't feel like it, and then he would just like tell me, baby, take a camera, record yourself. Even if you're not gonna post them now, you'll post them in the future. Just do that. And then I was just trying to regain all the energy and vibes on camera, and I'm so happy I'm back to that. Are you guys not? Traveling and big life changes. So as I mentioned earlier, we've been traveling a lot this year, and between Miami, New York, and our first trip to the Cayman Islands, which was so interesting. I call the Cayman Islands like the Caribbean paradise. Oh my God, that place is so beautiful. Go ahead and watch that vlog, and you will totally enjoy the scenery, like the clear white beaches. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. Like, I've never even seen Dimitri like swimming a lot like he did in the Cayman Islands. So it's been such a fulfilling experience, but also a reminder of how much life is evolving for us. But it's not just about the destinations we visit, also about the decisions we've been making in our personal lives, moving, upgrading our car, and just thinking about nesting. It's like we are building a future together, one step at a time, and the future just looks beautiful. And yeah, I don't know. So stick around, maybe you're gonna see more, who knows. Ladies and gentlemen, and that's a wrap on today's video. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and reflecting all the lessons and growth from this year. If you found this video helpful or even insightful, or just a little bit fun, to make sure, just give it a thumbs up. I will really appreciate. While at it, my card was about full. Anyway, that's a wrap on today's video. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and reflecting on all the lessons and growth from me this year. If you found this video helpful, insightful, or even if you found it a little bit fun, come on, make sure to give it a thumbs up, because I've noticed most of you watch my videos but you honestly forget to give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that if you do, because it helps with the algorithm. And if you're already part of the family, what are you waiting for? So you don't miss out on any upcoming events or content. Feel free to share this video with someone who you think might need a little bit of inspiration or is on their own growth journey. I love hearing from you, so drop a comment below. Let's chat. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you on the next one.
Put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on. Put me together, take me back where I belong.